Hey, where's Gary?
Huh?
Where's Gary?
We wish him best on his future endeavors.
Just kidding. What's up, you beautiful people? We are Gary-less tonight, but you are watching This Is the NWA, show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition of the greatest wrestling organization of all time. Kyle, tell us the name of that organization.
The National Wrestling Alliance. And right now, excuse me, I'm doing my best Becca Wolf impression. If you ever met him in person, hey, this is
Where's
pretty
your
much
owl?
him, baby.
I want to hear you howl.
Well,
That's like a growl, not a howl. Howl like a
growl
wolf
instead of a howl.
Yeah,
howl like a wolf. It's already off the rails.
Well, baby, what can I say?
You know, your cousins used to
antibiotic
do that.
and
Your
I'm
cousins
drinking.
used to do that, Kyle, before they did a big move.
They did. My cousins did used to do that. One of my cousins was just here in the National Wrestling Alliance. Davey Richards, thanks for coming back. Nice to see you.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone in the chat. See John Gaunt, Noni McPony, Roy to Caps, Mike Durban, Randy Ingalls over on Facebook. Guys, it's the week after Thanksgiving, so we had some time off. I don't know if you guys had time off. I don't know, with everything going on in the NWA. Had some time off. Back at it. How was you guys Thanksgiving? Kyle, what'd you do for Thanksgiving? Anything?
I went to the worst Chinese food buffet I've ever been to. It was very disappointing. I was looking for more than just different types of fried chicken. It was not good. I was very disappointed. I'm recovering from being sick. I'm on an antibiotic, and I was just doing a little Cyber Monday shopping on Target.com. Marvel Legends figures are buy two, get one free as far as the price goes, but they sold out of one thing that was in my cart immediately. So I'm not happy, guys. Let's do this damn thing.
You should have just went
Kyle,
to nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop.
Ooh,
You mean where I could have
Cyber
gotten
Monday.
this snazzy hoodie, this NWA? I'm sorry, it's a beanie, not a hoodie. My hoodie,
He's
by the
sick.
way,
That's
guys,
how you know he's
don't
sick.
go in a
Can't tell
hot
the
tub and then get out of the hot tub and put on a purple NWA hoodie. You will probably bleach it with the chemicals.
Listen, if you're gonna buy that, Cyber Monday deals are happening at nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. Thanks to man Danny Dealz over here. If you use code, it's coming up. There it goes. Cyber
There's the
Dealz
code.
22. You get 25% off at
It's only good for today.
Only good for today. There you go.
Yeah.
So
Cyber Monday.
keep watching the show, but open up another tab. You can listen to us while you go browse. Get that purple hoodie. I'm telling you guys, the purple hoodie, that was like a sleeper for me. It was so good.
It's so good.
Hottest
It's
thing
so
ever.
good. Kyle destroyed his.
Not
Kyle
intentionally.
just destroyed his and was trying to soak it in acid today
Are you,
because that's how you
I-
fix things.
I
That's
was
how you
trying
fix
to
things.
soak it in bleach because if I tie-dyed it, maybe it wouldn't be noticeable that I accidentally bleached certain parts of it with chemicals.
He's trying to dispose of it the same way he does of the runaways he picks up. You know, it's just
Listen, I'm
soaking,
just trying to
bleach.
give him a better life.
Trying to get
I
rid
just
of the
wanna
evidence.
make sure. I just
Why
want
do
to
you
make sure
have
they
all
have
these
a better
chemicals
life.
so close by?
What can I
That's
say?
sketchy.
Things happen when you're a homeowner.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, for real.
I received it.
I am not smart
You
enough
look
to
like
make
you
meth.
deal meth right now. You look
I
like a
received
meth-
a
Listen,
message asking me. if
Never
I had
trust a
any
guy
more.
wearing a Mortis t-shirt. You know that's the dangerous ones.
Well, you could also
Joe.
get this too. I got these are on sale too. See this right here?
Oh,
In case your
very nice.
ears are cold, you got to cover your ears up.
Well, Joe, you're newly engaged. How was Thanksgiving for you?
It was okay. We hosted. We had early Thanksgiving here at Casa Galli, and then everybody kind of went everywhere else. But that was fine. But you know, it was a good time to be thankful and see the family for a day.
I saw your post. You all were very thankful. I was like, God, that's a happy man and a good life.
Yeah. Thankful for all you guys and everybody in the chat. Look at all these
Yes.
people chatting it up right now.
Yeah, we got Scott, we got Doty, Chris Drummond. Let's see, some other people joined. Jedi Warrior, Michelle,
NWA
JD.
versus
Man, it's filled
AAA
up.
news. Look at that.
Oh yeah, listen, we're getting there. But while we're catching up, Danny Dealz, I know you had a big weekend. Tell us about your weekend at WrestleCade. I know you have some footage you want to show us.
The Cade
So
that
give us a
wrestled.
recap of that.
Yeah, I was working like I always am. Well, what do you expect?
That's
Of course,
good.
I was at WrestleCade. There was 8,000 people there, and there would have been 2,000 if the deal machine wasn't there. So I had to be there.
It's the
Of course, I
rumor.
had to be. And I saw some old friends too, and I did a little campaigning.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
You want to show
Yeah,
us
the
that?
Hex are totally on board with me.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Or still on the campaign trail, Danny Dealz, Danny W. Dealz, Danny Deal Machine, whatever you want to say. And as you know, I'm going to overtake the GM position because Medusa is the absolute worst. So, girls, you would totally prefer if the Deal Machine was in control, correct?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, absolutely. She said absolutely.
Not.
Not.
No. You should be nowhere near anything.
AK, listen, we'll do a show in Detroit.
In no world.
Then you just drive
No.
anything.
No.
You know what?
Please no.
You know what the heat is? You know what the heat is? I've got better hair than Marty. I won that poll, and that's what it is.
Already, you are telling lies.
Look at this. Look at this body. Look at this volume. It's nonsense. Come on, you can do a show in Detroit. You can drive to it. We'll do one in the Dominican Republic. You can take a boat to it. I'm hoping beans get down by.
They're just kidding.
I can't believe you were
listen.
mean to my secret crush right there. That's upsetting. What's not upsetting is the Mountie was in the background. Yeah, the Mountie. He always gets his man.
Yeah, he is. Those girls were joking. And actually, if you subscribe to AK's Twitch, you would have saw later on that we had teamed up. We were ready to get down with the Death Dolls.
I was about to say, it sounded like AK was with you, and then Marty might have influenced her a little bit.
Well, I told her we'd do a show in the Dominican Republic. We all take a boat.
Heard
to
that.
It. So she was thrilled about that.
I'm all for that.
There you go.
You know,
Roy
there's a
Katz wants
lot
to know
of
how
big shows happening that there's going to involve some travel.
Well,
That's a
How
perfect.
did-
we're
Yeah,
getting
right
there. We're getting there. We're talking about WrestleCade. I sent an outline. Did you guys read it? I spent a lot
How
of
did
time.
Kerry-
I didn't
Roy
read your
Katz
outline.
wants to know
I
how
didn't
he
think
did.
you did. How did Kerry Morton do at
Outline?
WrestleCade?
He was in a big tag match, and I think they kicked some ass. And then on Sunday, he went to some Dorton arena and defended the title, I think, against Pillman Jr.
Oh,
But I didn't go to
yeah.
that.
Second generation superstars battle each other for the junior heavyweight title.
Ricky Steamboat show. There's all kinds of people there. The Deal Machine was still at
Yeah,
WrestleCade.
The blood.
Yeah, they
Oh,
kicked some ass
deal.
at the WrestleCade show. Him and his poppy and his Uncle Robert and all that against. And I think Georgie South was in it too, or maybe he was on the other team. I was drinking at that point. I was actually cutting deals. I had a new business venture with a couple of other close charlatans to my heart. So
See,
we were too
Jody
busy.
was asking that we should have more involvement with WrestleCade. I agree with you entirely, but unfortunately, you know, the man who ended up winning the championship most recently, he was not prepared to be there because he had already had a prior engagement. So what happens when titles get defended? Some things, they just happen, and then best played plans thrown out the window. You know, is what it is.
Best played lands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
But it did. I also
That's that
Played lands,
antibiotic,
buddy.
man.
Best
also
played
not-
land,
not-
baby.
Antibiotics. Listen,
I locked down.
listen.
a new
Let's get into
business venture
what everybody wants to talk
good.
about before Kyle and Joe have a conniption. The big news this week, and this is huge. I'm not exaggerating. The big news this week, just announced over the Thanksgiving break here. The world is a vampire.
The
This will be happening in
world is
Mexico
a
City.
vampire.
And just look at this. I mean, it speaks for itself. I almost lost my mind when I saw this, but you got Smashing Pumpkins, you have Interpol, you have a bunch of other bands, and then there at the bottom, the big news for us NWA fam, you've got
In Shoki
NWA
Nunza antes visto entre.
versus
Yes,
Triple
big
A.
news.
Yeah, no, not that one. Below that. I know, Kyle, you can't see graphics, you only see text, but the graphics there, NWA versus AAA. This is a big deal. We live in a time where everybody's obsessed with this door or whatever being open or smashed down. I mean, NWA has always had the door open, so this is not outside of the norm for us, but it's a big deal for something this official. Not to mention, Smashing Pumpkins headlining. That's going to be a huge deal. I mean, that alone would sell out arenas and has sold out arenas. But you add to that all these other bands, NWA versus AAA. Guys, obviously we're excited about it, but I mean, Kyle and Joe, everyone wants to know, can you guys shed any light on this? Is there any news? Is there anything we haven't maybe heard yet?
All right, so here's the deal with this. It was brought up to us several months back that, hey, by the way, we're probably going to do a thing in Mexico City. And so we got super excited. And then we were trying to get more and more details. And then all of a sudden, this announcement got made. And we were like, oh, I guess that thing's really happening. Surprise. The coolest thing about this is usually if there's a festival going on, you have to kind of pick what you're going to see at any given time. There's multiple things going on in multiple areas. That is music related. But for professional wrestling, we had a little concern like, are we going to have to, fight over a musical venture or anything like that? No. 2 different points during the festival. Everything will stop for a wrestling interlude. So the NWA AAA event will be happening during the festival. However, you don't have to worry about, am I going to miss a band I like? Am I going to have to do this? Am I going to, no. Wrestling and music. And then you get a little break in between them so you get to enjoy one without having to infringe upon the other. That's what I'm super excited about. Pat Kenny's been speaking to AAA. Legend Conan, I know, is having some talks with him about a number of things. There is going to be some dream matches. It's an opportunity for all the fans that are a big fan of either promotion to be a part of history. Tickets are on sale now, Joe, or are they going on sale later on today?
Sales out now, on sale tomorrow, I believe.
We were looking at some of the prices there. It is in obviously not American dollars, so that don't get the sticker shock. Don't be afraid. But guys, Mexico City, once in a lifetime opportunity. And the first of what we hope will be many. World is a Vampire Festival excursions. And I think they're going to announce another one coming up, but I can't say anything about that because literally the boss will kill me.
Well, you've already said something.
Well, you'll lose your job. I'll kill you. I'll fire you.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge.
Not being a part of this brand would be like a small death to me.
Yeah, it would to us too. We would miss you.
You guys would have a great celebration and move on and just find a new Kyle.
No, there's no such thing as a new Kyle.
That's second Kyle. That's the Kyle we like.
Since the beginning of the Lightning One era, I know for me it's always been in the back of my mind like, oh man, we gotta have like a Smashing Pumpkins wrestling show, and now we're getting that like on steroids, because not only is it Smashing Pumpkins in the NWA, we've got the NWA versus AAA. I mean, think of all, as you said, Kyle, the dream matches that could happen there. Champions versus champions. We just had Camille go defend or go after Taya Valkyrie's title in AAA. Like that's happened. So I mean, we've got a lot of crossover going on already, and there'll be another one. So I'm excited about it. No other insight?
Oh, I'm very sorry. I was just getting an update that the hurricane had done beach erosion and they found a shipwreck on the beach. Nice. So I was just like, oh, what's this? Guys, nature, it's crazy. One of the things that
that's how horror movies
start. Is it going to be something viewable on Fight? Actually, Joe and I have been in contact with everybody today. We are going to have more information coming up about how much availability this will have to people that can't be there in person. More to come on that. Speaking of more to come on that, and very shortly, Live Power, January 31st, but the tickets will be going on sale as well. Check out our socials, check out the website. This week, we should be dropping the date of when those tickets will be on sale.
And those probably will be US dollars.
Those will be in US dollars. Right. So there won't be any sticker shocks.
You don't have to Google convert it. Yeah.
Tuesday nights, and we're going to give you one more spoiler on this too, is that one night only Power will actually be at 7 p.m. We just want to make sure since it's going to be live and in person, we give people an opportunity to get out of work, show up in Knoxville, the convention center. It's a great area. It's super chill. There's restaurants around there if you want to get a bite to eat afterwards or beforehand. Guys, be a part of it. Live Power. Bless you.
How's my dog?
Bless your dog.
I didn't see anyone sneeze.
Your dog's freaking adorable every time I see it.
That was him sneezing.
And of course, this coming week, we also are going to be taping the upcoming episodes with a very special tournament that'll be happening during those tapings. So, folks, a lot NWA things going on. Get in on it. 2023. It's looking to be huge already, and we've just announced one thing so far. So keep your eyes and your ears.
Technically two. Live Power in Mexico.
Technically two. No, you're absolutely correct. The deal man is always right, and when you're right, you're right, and you're semi-right.
Semi-right.
All right. Well, I'm excited about that. I have no idea. I saw people asking in the chat if we were going to be there. Obviously, Joe and Kyle will be there, I would assume.
No guarantees on anything.
Yeah, there's no guarantees on that.
I don't know if I can make it as much as I want to. I'm going to do, everything I can. We do have
Get your passport?
till March.
Get your passport.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't.
You're going to need that passport.
I would do that.
Unless you're going to hide in Dealz' truck as he drives it across the border.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Deal Machine has a passport. I'm an international Deal Machine. If you recall, when I did the Hemisphere tour earlier this year, I was actually in Mexico. I was in Yucatan.
I mean, the truth of the matter is that Joe is probably going to be the one that goes, and I probably will stay home because, let's face it, I don't know Spanish, and I'm sure they have a pretty good ring announcer already.
Órale, mijo. ¿Qué onda?
Yeah, what he said. Biblioteca of Fuego Pantalones.
I have. Well, you never know, Kyle. I have a goofy story about that I'll tell you off the air. I mean, it's not dirty or anything. It's just we'll bore the hell out of people here. But
What else is new?
Yeah.
Hey.
Also, our condolences do go out to Mickey James and her family. I see that in the chat
yes.
there, and we did hear about that today, folks. You know, regardless of what's going on in the world, you know, at the end of the day, appreciate your loved ones because you never know what can happen.
Yep. Yeah, it's terrible around this time of year too. It's just not a great time to have loss like that. So thoughts and prayers to them. But we're going to get into talking about some NWA programming this week. We've been watching NWA Powerrr, NWA USA from New Orleans, mine and Danny Deal's favorite city. And but before we get to that, one more time, Cyber Deals 22. You can get some of this sweet merch at National Wrestling Alliance /shop.
Danny Dealz, what's the gig? We got all kinds of stuff here. Unfortunately, Candy's not here, but that's okay because we've rented. We're going to have to call you Bubblegum. Look at this new hat, right? We've already had this hat. I blew it out. I had to make more, right? How about this? That's pretty sweet. You like that one? I love it.
Eu acho esses chapéus são maravilhosos. Olha, eu olho bem chiquérrime.
Look at that. Pretty sweet, isn't it? Now come back around this way. This is nice too. Does it got a zipper? Unzip that. Oh, that's a cool shirt. Look at that shirt right there. Yeah, that's almost sold out because that's the Deal Man shirt. That's right. It's the Ill Begotten shirt. Look at this. New hoodie. It's getting cold outside. I'm going to cover my ears up. Who else is going to do that for you? Hey, tell them where they can get it at, Bubblegum.
Você pode achar tudo essas coisas no NWA Merchandise.
I can't believe she thought I was going to follow her up after she spoke that beautiful Portuguese.
Those are by far, this is my favorite round of commercials you've ever made for product, to be honest with you. When I watch them, it just brings me joy. I love when you're just like, I'm going to call you your Bubblegum. Brilliant. It makes me want to buy things like the Ill Begotten shirt. It's going fast. I wish it wasn't yellow, but other than that would be a cool shirt to have.
It has to be yellow. It's a Sex Pistols ripoff.
Let's be honest, the Ill Begotten's so much cooler without Rush Freeman in it. Just putting that out there.
Oh,
he is gone. What are you talking about? Wait, what did you say?
We'll get to Rush in a minute, but hey, let's get into the Powerrr. As big episode of Powerrr this week.
Where'd that come from? Hold on.
Yeah, I like that interstitial.
Hey,
I was like, I like it.
Listen, that's been there since before you guys were here.
Hey, Will, it's your show, and I'm liking it a lot better.
Will, it's your show, so I'm using it.
Hi, Gary.
No, Gary got new graphics. And all
Hi,
kinds of
Gary.
No, listen, we miss Gary, but I let him run those things. He
We do
hasn't
miss
used
Gary.
it. I like it.
let
'cause
him
I
run
still
him,
come
and he
make it.
doesn't. So that's his loss in our game.
So one more time, let's do the Powerrr this week kicked off in a big way. We had Tom Latimer and EC3 in the ring with you, Kyle. An empty arena. I can't imagine how tense that must have been. Let's check that out because I want to revisit that and talk about your experience, Kyle, being in between those two guys. And as much as we get to hear you talk, Kyle, I kind of cut off your beginning part. Sorry about that. Let's get into what these two guys had to say.
EC3, you can talk all day long about my struggles with addiction and my arrests and things like that. You can talk about my limp as much as you please. However, the last thing that you want to speak, the last thing that you want to ever say is a bad word about my wife and the way that she feels about me. This tag match, whether or not I have a good or bad tag partner, is indifferent. Fact of the matter is, your ass mate is going to get kicked.
And he mentioned the tag match. That is tonight. Obviously, whatever you say now, gentlemen, is the time to get it out there.
I mean, a tag match. How typical. Wrestling 101. An owner painting by numbers what they think would be good. A good guy and a bad guy who are in a feud fight each other, but we can't quite have the payoff yet, so we make it a tag team match. Put a good guy with him, put a bad guy with him. How ironic, and I wonder how this match will go. I wonder if this match will start with you and me in the ring, and I go, I don't want to fight. Tag out. I wonder if this match is going to continue, where you get everything you want to get on me, on him. And I watch and I laugh. I wonder if that's how it's going to go, because Tom, I know how this ends. You represent every person that watches wrestling. You represent each and every person that has lived and breathed, because you have pain, you have regret, you have sorrow, you've made mistakes. But you've made your way out. You provide hope. You provide hope for their pain, and that is why you have to feel mine. Tom, I know how this ends. We will have our epic confrontation. We will have our one-on-one match. We will fight tooth and nail, blood, sweat, and tears like the NWA was born on. And there will be a victor. One of us will leave that ring carried, changed, gone. And the other will be the future world's heavyweight champion.
What more can you say, Kyle? You're right. You're right. And I can say it. I'm man enough to say it. You are right.
Kyle, did your arm get tired when EC3 was talking? That's what I kept thinking about. My empathy was ramped up because you were holding it up for so long.
I was just so intrigued by the fact that he was giving a narrative of everything that he thought was going to happen. He's got it all planned out. He's giving you the story that he thinks is going to happen. But here's the issue. When you're trying to write your own narrative, sometimes you ignore what's really happening in the reality around you. Now, Tom Latimer, EC3 are both gentlemen that in the future could be NWA World Heavyweight Champions. But first, they got to figure out whatever the hell's going on between them. I get that EC3 is trying to build him into being a better version of himself that he thinks he needs to be. But I met Tom many, many years ago. And let me tell you, Tom has built himself into a better version of what Tom needs to be. Whoever comes out on top of all of this, if Tom ends up evolving even further into being who he needs to be a world champion. If EC3 somehow gets into his head and devolves him, I don't know what's going to happen. But the truth of the matter is that two men right there are just standing in between them and looking at the footage. I felt even worse about myself because both those guys have all the skills, all the talents, all the looks, all the athleticism that anybody needs to be a success in this business. So as a normal human being standing in between those two guys, my arm wasn't tired. I was just saddened by the fact that I can't live up to either one of them.
That's why you work out so you can hold the microphone that long. By the way, that beanie that he was wearing is also available in the shop, but not for much longer. There's about 2 or 3 left. It's true. And I saw EC3 this weekend at WrestleCade. He's with your trainer, Uncle Austin Aries, Kyle. They were hanging out.
Brian trained me. Aries trained Rhett.
So the tag match that was alluded to did happen at NWA Powerrr this week. And it was Danny Flamingo paired with Tom Latimer and Matt Lancey paired with EC3. And it didn't quite go down exactly. EC3 had tried to control the narrative for it. It ended a little bizarrely. It ended with EC3 actually pulling the 1%er on his own partner, Matt Lancey, and basically feeding him to Tom Latimer, and Latimer put the crossface on him and tapped him out. EC3 fled the ring. He put in Hardbody, the manager, and Tom put the crossface on him too. It was just kind of a bizarre ending, and things seemed to keep escalating. And my question is, with a guy like Tom Latimer, is this like this tough approach? Not that Tom's not a tough guy, he really is, but this trying to beat the best out of him, or get into his head and just kind of control him that way. I don't know if this could work on a guy like Tom, but EC3 seems really convinced that it is. And so I don't know.
He's a former champion chess player. A lot of people don't know that.
Really?
Yeah. From Willoughby. Yeah. Google it. EC3 chess champion.
I'll Google.
He's playing 3-dimensional chess. I know that much in life.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat, are EC3 is doing his best work right now. He's definitely in the NWA. I just don't know about going up and going straight after Tom Latimer and the way he's doing it. But I do agree with the last thing he said. One, if not both of those guys. Yeah, no, that was the first thing he said. One or both of those guys, more than likely, should be in the conversation for world champion, because they're that caliber of guys. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree with you
former world
completely.
champion.
I literally, Tom Latimer is the unsung gem of the National Wrestling Alliance. You know, the power couple, him and Camille. She's been the NWA World Women's Champion for over a year right now, and I think that kind of sometimes gets people to forget about the fact that like both of them are more than capable of being at the pinnacle of this industry at any given moment. The fact is, Camille's getting her time to shine right now. Tom's, it's any day. And if I was Tyrus, I'm not trying to stir up shit, but that's what I do. If I was Tyrus, I'd be super worried about Tom Latimer any day of the week.
Yes.
True.
And EC3, former multi-time world champion.
Yeah.
He is, but EC3, here's the thing about him. He is not focused on gold currently. EC3 seems to be focused on getting his message out there and affecting the people around him. If EC3 was focused on becoming a champion here, that would be a conversation. But he's not right now, unless he's swerving all of us and he's got some sort of plan that nobody's aware of, which is definitely possible.
I think that's likely.
But if Tom was to just say, hey, I'm done with EC3, let me focus on that thing at hand, sky's the limit. Oh, listen to that puppy mouth.
Oh, baby.
I thought he had something to add, but he doesn't.
So moving on, we had a big non-title match between Thrill Billy and Scion. I was really excited about this match going into it. Thrill Billy has caught a lot of people's attention, and I really like him being in this national title picture. I think he's, great with Scion, and the match was great. It had not the greatest ending or not the most conclusive ending, and I'll say the classic thing, maybe we haven't seen the last of these two. He had Scion pinning him with his legs up on the rope for extra leverage. And I'll say it. I don't think this is over. I think you're going to see more of these two guys. And I think Thrill Billy, he's got one of those obsessive personalities. And I think he's becoming obsessed with the national title. And I don't think he's going to let up.
That boy's crazy. Beer and cheese puffs. That's what's
crazy in all the good ways, though. Crazy sometimes equals success in life. When you have nobody telling you otherwise, you could definitely just drive yourself to be whatever you need to be at a given moment. Thrill Billy, definitely the find for me in 2022 in the National Wrestling Alliance.
He told me he won the Tough Man competition in 1995 at 5-year-old. So
I believe it.
He has the jacket.
And the manager of champions, like champions being the unspoken champions here. Like, let's face it, Idol right now is technically the manager of champions. But Pollo Del Mar running the world. Pollo could end up one day having a world champion in Pollo's stable. And let's face it, that stable right now is Thrill Billy to us. But there's plenty of people worldwide that are involved in that stable otherwise. So who knows what we could be seeing in 2023 from the team of Pollo and Thrill Billy.
Definitely. We ended the night with a huge main event, a women's world title match. My apologies. Between Jasmine Allure going after Camille and the Burke. What did you guys think of this match? Obviously, Camille, it was Jasmine's debut in the NWA, and I don't.
It's Camille. She was going to win.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I don't think a lot of us thought that it was going to be a close match or anything, even though Jasmine Allure is very talented. And I like seeing her in the NWA. But how did you guys feel about this? A title defense right after Hard Times.
I think that Camille has been a fighting champion for the entire time that she's been able to be champion. And the fact of the matter is that at the end of the day, someone's going to come along at the right moment and take a title from you. You can't be champion for your entire life. And the more you put yourself out there, the more possibilities there is of just somebody having a lucky 3 count. And Jasmine Allure was in the right place at the right time. She had the right opportunity, coming off a hard-fought battle at Hard Times 3, coming in fresh. And also the fact is that Jasmine is kind of an unknown quantity in the National Wrestling Alliance. To come in, kind of be a surprise in her own right, she held her own. Now, the fact is, if they have a rematch, will Jasmine learn from what she did in this match? Or will Camille no longer have the element of surprise going against her and instead be like, I know how to stop this woman? Remains to be seen, and I hope we see more of Jasmine in the future.
Yeah, but we've seen Camille do that before. She did it in St. Louis back-to-back nights. So
yeah,
she's a stallion. Yeah,
I do like Jasmine Allure though. I liked her a lot. I've known her for a number of years. I was in a lot of those first training sessions that she had with Thunder Rosa and Jazz and Rodney Mack. and she's really stepped up her game to be at the level to where she should be challenging for major championships for various companies, whether it's the NWA or somewhere else. So I think the sky's the limit for Jasmine Allure.
Yeah, and I think she fits in really well in the NWA. I mean, we have, we've said it before, but one of the best, if not the best, women's division in all of wrestling, in my opinion. And you've got a champion like Camille. You say that, Kyle, nobody's going to be champion forever. If there's ever been somebody in my lifetime that I've watched that I could say to break that habit or break that cycle, it would be Camille. I could see her just literally.
That'd be a hell of a habit. Imagine if you were like, I got this habit. It's just being
I have a habit of being the world champion.
I mean, that sounds like a hell of a habit. I have a habit of going to get fast food when I'm tired and sad. So I mean, like,
and
I think that's
high.
a much better. You know what? Let's just say whenever I'm alive, I have a bad habit of getting that. So, like, being
That's what a habit
champion,
is.
that's a hell of a habit. That
So
I
when
wish
you're
I
a
had.
zombie, there's no
But-
more Wendy's or Jack in the
But
Box.
it's,
No, just beating people's brains. The National Wrestling Alliance.
I mean, but at this point, it's not wrong to say it's a habit. I mean, Camille has a habit of being the world's women's champion.
She does.
She's done it. And until,
Ridiculous.
we've had the same conversation over and over and we'll continue to, but until somebody really, gives her a run for money. I think she's had a run for money several times from Kylan King, from Taya Valkyrie, from a number of other different challengers, but it's always just definitive at the end. I mean, there's never been any question in my mind of who the champion is. Look, there's a little guy behind me.
Oh,
Oh, hey!
He just popped in. But yeah, so there's never been any
glad you have
question
headphones on
who the
because I say
champion
some
is.
messed up stuff, and I don't want that child
Oh,
to
yeah,
hear what
he
I think
can't.
about the world around me.
Got headphones.
no, he
Can't hear anything.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, Camille, she's the habitual champion. We'll just leave it at that.
Habitual champion.
What a compliment! He's jumping out the bed.
She has a habit of being champion. I like that.
I know rehab for that. Hey,
I think
come
we'll probably stick with one time. It's a better tagline.
Yeah,
One
One
She's
time.
one-time
on.
champion.
One time.
All right. Any other thoughts on NWA Power this week? Those were kind of the highlights, the things that were going on. We do have a big episode of Power coming up. We'll preview here at the end of the show.
Did you get the graphics? Because I didn't get the graphics.
Yeah, you got the graphics.
Kyle.
You got
Let
the
me
graphics.
let me reload my Gmail.
I thought you sent the graphics.
I did not.
No, he
send
did
the
not.
graphics.
He's supposed to, but
Oh,
Kyle's gonna Kyle everyone.
here it is. It was in between a lot of the bookkeeping we were doing beforehand. There we go. Now I feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got it. So
Excuse me while I go
get
back
to
to
it.
work while we're doing this.
Yes, for sure. So, yeah, Saturday we had a brand new episode of NWA USA. So guess what?
Chicken butt.
NWA USA.
I feel like that's new.
That was nice.
I feel like that's new. That's a
I
new one.
like it.
I don't know what
Quite
to
have the
believe anymore.
punch. It doesn't quite have the punch. And power,
Bam. It's
but it
got
fits the
punch.
vibe. It fits the vibe of the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was vibing that.
You know the neon green USA shirt's still on sale, so that's
That is the soft
you can use
shirt,
the-
ladies and gentlemen. You want
you can
soft
use the
things
code.
on your nipples, whether you're man, woman, or pup. Grab that green NWA USA shirt. It's going to make you feel great
Yeah.
about yourself when you're rubbing up against it.
So NWA USA started off. I'm just gonna.
That noise?
That was my son screaming
Oh,
because he was
He
being made
agrees.
to leave the
It's getting
room.
weird.
Yeah.
Um,
Talking about nipples.
So we started out with Pope and JTG, an unlikely but great pairing, coming together to go against Gags the Gimp, which I'm sure they were excited about, and Judas. Turned out to be a pretty big match. A lot of great back and forth between the two teams. It was interesting to see Pope and JTG. JTG's been in the ring with Gags before with the Dirty Sexy Boys, but this was Pope's first time in the ring with a Gimp. And it was interesting to see. Joe, what was your thoughts on the match? Obviously, but Pope and JTG came out victors in the end after knocking Judas over the top rope and pinning the Gimp. But Joe, what was your thought about this match?
I have to say this is probably one of the most entertaining matches we had while we were in New Orleans, and to see Gags the Gimp come up with a loss. I think that was kind of surprising. But if you're thinking about the competition that he's going up against, you've got Pope and JTG. And I mean, talk about just like guys that have immediate chemistry with one another. And, I think they kind of came together as a team, but I think they could stick it out and continue to be a team, really challenge, for those World Tag Team Championships, or be maybe a nice combo for the Crockett Cup, in 2023. So I think that would be really interesting to see. But obviously, I know Danny Dealz doesn't like anything to do with the Miserably Faithful, but definitely an entertaining match, to say the least.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna keep
agree
it
to
clean.
this
It's
too.
the holiday season. We're gonna keep it clean.
Okay. Well, that's boring. But okay.
Fuck them. All right, there you go.
There it
We're
is.
clean.
Wow.
There it is. Now
Well,
we're
that's
Weird
how
ass
you really
gimp
feel.
son of a bitch.
Apparently, like Paladin said,
Okay.
press F.
Actually, well, there's actually some footage somewhere. Somebody shot me and Alex beating up the Gimp. I bribed him out with gummy bears and kicked the shit out of him.
Sounds like some weird kinky.
Sounds like something you'd enjoy. I think you fell
Yeah.
into his trap, Dealz. I think
Well, he might have liked
Give him
it.
what you
He might
want.
have liked it, but I thought it was funny.
pretty sure you had an ad in the paper advertising that, and you just called them, and you could get that.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
I
the
can't
guy
believe you
was
guys
hanging
built
around
up
that
the national
weird
pleasure
ass
like
mask
that. You
that was
beat
in
up the
the-
national pleasure. Very weird.
So one thing about Gags the Gimp is he's definitely a weird guy.
He's a
but
gimp, for one.
he's a gimp for sure, and he's weird. He looks crazy.
Guys,
But the
let's
guy
not
can
kink
go-
shame him. Don't say he's weird.
The guy can go in the ring, and that was one of the
Yeah, he
things I
can go
noticed.
right out the door. That's where he can go.
What?
That's
Watching
a Pat
him-
Kenny joke right there.
That's a
Can he
Pat
go?
Kenny.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, but I mean, yeah, it was as Joe said, it was an entertaining match. I mean, it was a lot of back and forth and very competitive, and especially having Judias in there with him. It's such a contrast, obviously, of looks and styles. And
Yeah, old Frankenberry. Can't forget about his goofy ass.
Frankenberry.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I love
Actually,
Shade
Kyle, if I
Deal.
truly did the pad, I would have said, "What can he do?
What do you mean? What can he do? And then you just keep on asking me the question.
can
till I
he
give you
do?
The answer to you. He can. People say he can go.
He can go right out the door."
Legit questions we've had and legit
There's
conversations.
a legit answer.
Set him up, knock him down.
That's been his answer to that for about 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe longer. I've just known him for 15.
Truth never changes.
Throw your hands in the air.
Wade Morelli just don't care. Okay.
When I
hit
see
the-
Joe Galli look down
That's when
like
you're
that,
supposed to
I'm
hit the
like, am I
naughty by
missing
nature,
an email?
Will, you're supposed to hit the naughty by nature when we
No,
say
not
it.
yet.
Throw your
Oh,
hands in
that'll
the air.
Hey,
happen.
Joe.
I was looking at some other stuff that was also pertinent that needs to be handled today.
Well, moving on with NWA USA, we had an interesting matchup. We had Natalia Markova against one half of the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, Ella Envy. But don't worry, the other half of the tag champions was involved because somehow Kinsey Page was the special referee. They promised no shenanigans, that she was going to call it down the middle.
I didn't
As
see any shenanigans in
always,
that match.
I'm sure you didn't. But it was an interesting match. It didn't seem. I mean, I love Pretty Empowered. I really do. Great champions, but it didn't seem perfectly called down the middle. There was a lot of, I think, favoritism being shown.
I don't think you could say that. I've reviewed the tape.
Okay, well,
Really? Because I felt like there
Yeah,
was some
and he actually
questionable
had it on a
officiating in
tape, and that's how he was able to slow down that count to where it was a reasonable speed.
Okay.
I think it was.
That's how
It
Dealz
was.
works.
I had it on
He's old
Betamax.
school. Got
that.
that.
Very
Got
smart.
Beta.
Betamax. Wow.
Way
High
better
quality.
Way better quality.
It's just unfortunate that the adult film industry got involved with VHS, and that is always the thing that drives brand new media. Always remember that. Bet on adult entertainment.
Yeah, I've seen Boogie Nights too. All right.
if you don't get anything else out of this episode,
You got that.
bet on porn.
Yep, that's why DVD took off too.
Yep. Hey, I was the guy with the stack of HD DVDs. And I was
Oh,
like,
you
all in on that.
poor creature! You fell onto that.
And then the
Blu-ray.
porn industry said, "Nah, we're going Blu-ray." And now look at the world. It's all
Sorry,
Blu-ray.
man. You bet wrong.
Bet on the
Shouldn't
wrong
have
horse.
sold that.
Don't listen to Kyle. He has
Shouldn't have
laser
sold that
discs in the
Bitcoin back in the day.
He's got laser discs in the back there. He just can't see him.
No, I have action figures in the back because I'm a cool cat who's living his life at 40. That's right.
'Cause
Marvel
you're a
Legends.
Child man.
Quality.
Child man.
Child man.
That's
Would a
Spinnerette.
child man?
Look at that. That's
Would a child
Spinnerette.
man be
It's
shopping?
Mary
on Target
Jane
for
with
a
spider
Marvel
powers because she got spider powers from having sex with Spider-Man too many times.
figure?
That's
not
legit
child
canon
stuff.
right there. That is a storyline for comic books.
That's an
Okay.
adult.
I don't remember that from the Marvel movies.
Yeah, me neither.
That was from one of your
I don't remember those
Blu-rays.
scenes. I haven't seen the new one. What's the new Black Panther? Is that out yet? I haven't seen it.
It has come out. I
Wakanda
watched the
forever.
Christmas special the other night, ladies and
Oh, that
gentlemen.
was fun.
Yeah, it was very fun. I enjoyed that.
What Christmas special?
The Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
No, I did not
Oh
see it.
yeah, I heard about that. I gotta
Also,
check it out.
this season of White Lotus, so good, baby. Just good. It's all about
White
toxic
Lotus.
masculinity.
Shaw Brothers Kung Fu pictures?
No, it's
That's what he calls his cocaine.
man. Do you know I've never done coke, but if I get really skinny really quick, guys, that's what's
Yeah,
gonna be.
we know.
Also, I think I have
I
lip
didn't
problems
like it,
lately,
but
so
I
that's
didn't like
probably
it,
not
but
a good
I-
idea.
I didn't like it, but I love the smell of it. So
That's right, Wakanda forever.
Or it just means you're not depressed and anxious because that's when you have the bad habit of going to drive-thrus.
well, there's
Maybe
that.
You know, I
means-
work out all the time, so really it's just a battle between cholesterol and exercise. But I have been getting a lot of chest pain lately, but I think it's just because I've been working out the chest a lot, and also I've been sick, so I think it's like inside I've got some like lung issues from being sick. And then I have the pectoral muscle issues, so it's like right on top of each other. So it's making me think something's wrong, and that gives me anxiety that I already have. Either way, guys, if I die in the next year, I just want to let you know, make sure you take care of yourself.
We'll clip
Sounds
that
like
out.
something
make
that would
sure.
main event any venue in the country.
Yeah.
The death of Kyle Davis, and people are like, who?
Now,
Who?
the internal battle you were talking about.
That guy
cholesterol.
doesn't
That's the guy from
Everybody
the,
knows
from
that
the
guy's
NWA
alive.
live stream.
I'll be in places, and people every now and then will look at me, and they'll be like, I could see them looking at me, and I'm like, I know they're not recognizing me from wrestling. They just think I look like somebody else.
Yeah,
It's true.
I don't get that.
Well, you know, actually, though, I did run into some people that did know the Deal Machine while I was at WrestleCade, and I think I'm onto a new venture here.
What is it?
actually.
Tell me about your new venture.
Well, I sent Will the footage, but I don't know if
Is
he
it,
has.
is it stunt work? Are you a
Oh, I have
fluffer?
it. Oh, I've got it. Here it is.
Okay, so, hey, Swing Machine, come here. Hey, what's going on, Danny? Well, you know, Danny Dealz, Danny Double Deal, Triple D, the Deal Machine, not in the Deal's house, but in the Swinger. I'll take a dozen. I'd love to swing. But Zicky says he's got a great business venture that we should get in. I think it's a deal. I think everybody should know about it.
Listen, it's just a little pinch. Okay, I've been having a rough time in the dungeon. I've been looking to get into the clam market.
I see clams.
When did I get into the clam
Slurp it up,
market?
Daddy.
All
Slurp it up.
juicy, wet clams. We can find them at the beach, maybe the river. There's clams, all types of different clams.
Or maybe in a really seedy bar.
Bars,
Yeah.
casinos, they're everywhere. What do you think? I think this is something we can really take to the next level.
I feel like it's a deal. I feel like, you think Swingers the faces?
Cover my trans and I'll be there, Daddy. That's
Oh, buddy. Okay, trans. Keep the gas receipts in the hill double.
Turn them in, right?
That's what I think. I think this is the new face of that.
So you're saying I'm hooked?
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Swingers got the money, right? Yeah.
This is incredible.
What are we talking about?
That's incredible.
What are we
Cheers.
talking about right here? Cheers. I mean, I don't even know what we're
It's
doing.
a deal. It's a deal.
It's a deal. It's a deal. It's a fucking deal.
We got a deal.
It's a deal.
We got a deal.
Don't run away. No bump Swinger over here.
Hey, wait, don't move away my seat.
I'm not sure what kind of business we're in.
I
yet, 'cause I'm
love the
drinking.
fact that I
did-
just got to be witnessing the swing thing with twice as nice Zicky Dice, and that makes me super happy. You're good quality people right there.
I did not screen that before I uploaded it and showed it tonight. That's how much I trust you, Danny Dealz.
Well, I hope you understood what we were talking about because I was drinking a lot, so I'm not sure what the business venture is.
I could tell that you were all drinking quite a bit right there.
Eh,
The only thing
maybe
that
a
was
little.
missing was Sinister Minister just wandering in and then just being like,
yeah, well, we would have had to throw him in the trap door because
I don't think we'd be able to actually air whatever he would be talking about at that point.
Absolutely not.
He'd be like, gentlemen, have you ever seen the picture of the woman with the tattoo of my face on her? No, we gotta
Yeah,
go.
no, I've heard that one.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I came back at a good time.
Have him tell us this one. Yeah, you did.
There was a Zicky Dice appearance on the pod.
Oh, hi.
No, it was in a video with Swing Thing.
Oh, okay.
He just walked behind me.
We were cutting
That'd
deals.
be amazing.
Drunk, but I mainly sent the footage in so Will could try to decipher what we were actually talking about.
Oh man, I just realized that
Oh,
my
yeah.
green screen thing is still on, and my Mortis shirt has green
It's
on it.
always
So if
on.
you at the right link, you could see the NWA logo in the background of my Mortis.
It's a crossover.
I have a
I gotta
just
figure out how to
like
fix that, Mr. Bigglesworth.
over just
Joe,
like
could you
the
share with
world is
everybody
a
what your cat's name is?
vampire.
Are we doing a plug or are we talking about my cat?
Yeah, what
Well,
happened?
first we're gonna
but
do your
then-
cat,
then
and then
Kyle
your
started
cat's gonna
talking
do a
about
plug
cats.
for World is a
Yeah,
Vampire.
your cat's gonna do
Yeah.
a plug. Cat, take it away.
All right, hold on. Say hi, Ron. No,
Rude.
Pumpkins
Doesn't want any part of this.
style March 4th,
Doesn't want any part of this.
Smashing Pumpkins.
She just wants to be cuddled. She doesn't want to go to the concert. No, you don't.
Actually,
Although I
that
think
cat
that's
doesn't
right
have
by
a
my
passport,
phone.
but if you have a passport, there's no reason why you shouldn't be a part of NWA
no citizen.
Smashing Pumpkins. The World is a Vampire Festival coming at you March 4th, 2023 from Mexico City. Smashing Pumpkins headline, other bands to be there: Interpol, Turnstile, Peter Hook and the Light, Death Heaven. The warning, we also got more bands not to be missed out on there, but basically, folks, the thing I want to promote here is
can't read them 'cause
NWA.
You gotta hit the
Triple
fast
A.
button to get the rest.
I realize that really I'm promoting music that is
Yeah,
my
I don't need
jam.
that.
I
Wrestling
wondered
is
how
my
far
jam.
you were gonna go.
I stopped. But
NWA
NWA
versus
Triple A,
Triple
how
A.
cool is that, folks? I don't even speak Spanish, and I'm looking forward to this. And I know you should be too. I hope I get invited. If I'm not, then otherwise you'll be enjoying it without me, and that's okay. Because really, at the end of the day, it's about you, the fandom. Be a part of things that make you happy. Be a part of the National Wrestling Alliance and music. The World is a Vampire Festival. If you got a passport, leave the country. Get the hell out of there. Go to Mexico. Because let me tell you something, it's going to be an experience you won't soon forget.
Ooh. Nice. Nice. I like the cat's plug, but yours was a little bit better.
Meow.
Yeah,
It's like you do this for a living, pal.
cat was.
No, I can't. I'm not good at this.
What's on tomorrow's Power, everybody? Since I haven't gotten.
Hey!
Well,
Hey, we
Let
got
me go
listen.
back
We got
to
one more
typing.
match. We got one more match on NWA USA. We have Kerry Morton versus Colby Carino, and that was a fantastic match. I don't know if you guys saw this past week, but Kerry Morton's been all over the press, the wrestling world. And, this was an article from Wrestling Inc. Go check that out. I think it's linked on the NWA Facebook page. But go check that out. He has created a lot of buzz around that title. Obviously his family name. But yeah, you got Colby Carino, a couple of second, third, fourth, fifth generation stars, and going up against each other in that national or I keep saying national
Good
world
God, Gary.
junior heavyweight champion, world junior heavyweight championship. Is that right? That's right. So yeah, it was a great match. Yeah, Kerry came out on top, but this is another one of those. I think when the junior heavyweight was announced, those were like the two names that everybody kind of rallied around, wanting to see Colby Carino versus Kerry Morton, and we got that on NWA USA. And Kyle, what'd you think about the match? Since you're obviously doing something else right now. I'm talking about Kerry Morton and Colby Carino.
Oh, Kerry Morton and Colby Carino. We got two second-generation superstars battling it out. Colby Carino obviously was what a lot of people thought would be the next junior heavyweight champion at some point in time, not just because of his skills, but because of the fact he's willing to cut rules and break the opportunities that appear. And everybody thought he was going to steal it there. We've seen Jamie Stanley recently being his head of marketing, his social media director. And frankly, I really thought that Colby Carino was the guy who was going to take it off of Homicide simply because of the blood feud in that family. Instead, Ricky Morton, the son, Kerry Morton, he's got the legacy, he's got the knowledge, but also Kerry's got the physical skills and the wherewithal, because as we saw, he was able to use a cutter on Homicide. Who uses a cutter on Homicide without trying to get murdered? I know the man, Kerry Morton. He's the new junior heavyweight champion. And this match was him showing everybody why he could be the man that takes that junior heavyweight championship well into the future. Future legend Kerry Morton versus Colby Carino. Match of the night.
I saw Colby at Wrestle Kate. He was still pissed.
I mean, Colby's just an angry guy.
Yeah, but he was still pissed. Not to the deal. He likes the deal, man. I even gave him some.
There's also an interesting interaction. You bring up Homicide, an interesting interaction because Homicide was out there kind of taunting Kerry, and Colby seemed to go up to him and offer a fist bump, and Homicide wasn't having it. He's, Kobe might be thinking, hey, we had our feud. You're not champ anymore. I'm moving on. Homicide's like, nah, man, I still hate you.
Nah.
So I don't think that's an alliance we're going to see anytime soon.
I mean, great managerial skills. Dealz, I'd be worried because Homicide might take the ill-begotten away from you.
I don't know that he likes anybody enough to hang out with him.
He doesn't, but that's not the point. And Noni McPony, in my defense, I'm not even on anything right now other than antibiotics and a few hard seltzers. This is just me. My brain's broken.
That's
it's
just
what I do.
Bad.
It's just me, baby.
You should blame it on a substance.
Yeah,
No,
Look,
because
Noni,
that's the
this isn't
thing. I
even
don't want
open.
anybody to realize that. I'm actually
Dude.
better on a substance. Look at me. I look like a dirtbag.
This isn't even open yet. I'm saving it for
You look
the
fine,
Steelers
Kyle.
game a little bit. But
Too hard on
you know,
I love you, Will. You're freaking great.
while I was in Winston-Salem too, there was some other light heavyweights walking around asking about that strap that don't work for the NWA. It's
Does
very
this feel like a segue to another video package? Do we have another deal?
It's
video?
not.
No,
No,
it's
it's not.
not. Don't worry.
These are private conversations with the deal machine.
Kyle's like,
That
you
other
gonna
one,
play
that came
video
from,
so I can check my email.
That other one came from
I'm just trying to write this email to send out to the roster because I didn't realize the graphics were out.
that
Hey,
other
We're almost
video
done.
with
This
We're almost
sentence
done,
doesn't
Kyle.
make sense. What I've basically been on the same sentence for 2 minutes because I keep on getting sidetracked, and it's just I'm
Yeah.
proofreading right now.
that video of me and Swinger and Zicky. That must have been GTV or something. I don't know.
Oh my god, I love that. I just hope somebody slams your head into
That was a deep
urinal
cut
and-
right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, GTV was great. Hello, ladies.
Tomorrow night, brand new episode of Powerrr. Some
Yeah, what's on it?
continuation of some things we talked about. A lot of great things happening, and it's going to be big. Get some big
at that
stars
graphic.
already on
talent
this
right
graphic.
there.
Kyle, have you seen the graphics?
I have the
You've seen it for the
graphics.
first time.
I'm sending the copy out right now.
Beautiful. Well, I am excited about this one. We've got Blunt Force
We have
Trauma
two.
with
Hey,
Aaron
do you want me to
Stevens.
read
They'll
read
be
the
in
copy
action.
for the? Oh my God, look at this! After
Yeah,
the
dude, just
unmasking of
read
Aaron
the
Stevens
copy.
question
Yeah.
mark at hard times 3, everyone thought the mystery would be over, but instead now there's 2 masked men guided by Aaron. But these 2 aren't here to play games. This week, ladies and gentlemen, it's the destructive in-ring debut of Blunt Force Trauma in tag team action. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
You're supposed to go to the next one,
Yeah,
so you can.
that was
keep
really
going.
good. Hey, you got to go to the next one.
Yeah.
Or is that as far as you've gotten?
That was it. No, go to the next one. I can
No,
do
go
it.
to the
You
next.
got to do the image first.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Well,
There we
I'm
go.
interested in this one for sure.
After both
Tell
Matt
us about
Cardona
this.
and Chelsea Green left Hard Times 3 without gold around their waist, the frustrations of the Cardonas are in need of a release, and they have now set their sights on Rolando Freeman. But their plans have a risk. It's Matt Cardona and Mike Knox versus Spectaculars, Brady Pierce and Rolando Freeman, with more than just bragging rights on the line. If the Cardonas win, they get 5 minutes alone with Rolando Freeman. But if the Spectaculars win, Rolando Freeman gets Matt Cardona one-on-one with Matt's next world title opportunity on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, could we see Rolando versus Cardona 3?
Oh boy.
Did I hype that well? I felt like that was
Yeah,
that was
you
good.
did.
That was
That
pretty
was
good,
good.
guys. I want to watch
we
this
have
now.
5
Two
minutes
more?
alone.
More graphics,
I'm
don't we?
assuming. Yeah, I'm doing 5 minutes alone in the ring.
I mean,
Not like a-
ladies and
With
gentlemen,
tattoo,
anything can
it ain't
happen
gonna
here.
last no 5 minutes. Come on.
Also, man, this gets me. I can't tell if Rolando is mocking Matt Cardona or Cardona's mocking Rolando. But this looks like an intentional.
That's a good call right there.
Yeah, but it's not like Matt
everybody-
Cardona invented sticking your tongue out of your mouth.
Hey, you watch your mouth, Joe.
Everybody else looks so.
He made
serious.
it. He made it. He made it Twitter famous
Everybody else looks so serious right there.
Yeah.
You see it?
because they are. These are serious professionals, especially Mike Knox.
Brady Pierce is just giving me the dreamy eyes, and Mike Knox.
Kyle.
Actually, you know what? Mike Knox is giving me the dreamy eyes.
Knox was
before you-
crazy as hell right there.
I'm worried he's going
Kyle.
to knock me up.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Ew. I thought you were
Wow.
fixed,
Okay.
son.
Guys,
I am.
we're-
I just because I can't get anybody pregnant. Does that mean nobody can get me pregnant?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Hey, what else is on
Well,
there?
I'm
I went
surprised you
to
had to ask
I went to public school, so the education system's really let me down, folks.
Well, Kyle, before you tell us
I too
about
was
this
disappointed in
last
sex ed class
graphic.
as a young teenager when they start talking about biology. I was like, "The hell is this?"
He just felt
Before
weird.
you
down
tell us
there. He
about this
decided to do
last match, Kyle, I'm going to set it up with this from NWA USA this past.
Please welcome the legendary Baby Doll and her daughter Samantha Starr. Ladies, it's so great to see you in the NWA again. And Baby Doll, I was told you have some news for the fans.
I have some news. I have some really good news. You see, because Baby Doll, It's hard to live up to this legendary status, but I'm going to bring that to the NWA because I am going to be known as the first lady of the NWA. Because you see, I've wrestled and I've managed guys like Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Tully Blanchard, NWA. You're going to see a lot more of me, and you're definitely going to see a lot more of my daughter, Samantha Starr.
That's amazing. And Samantha, coming from such a prestigious wrestling family, I can't imagine it's easy for you. Do you feel weighed down by people's expectations?
From a very young age, I understood that I had really big shoes to fill. Not only did my mom wrestle, but so did my dad, my uncle, my aunt, and 3 out of 4 of my grandparents. I was born for this. I was bred for this. So there was no way I was going to let my family down. And to just put it out there in the stars, Kylan King, I'm coming for you. NWA, I'm going to take you on any second now.
Thank you, ladies. Welcome back.
I like confidence, and she's got that confidence. Folks,
She
it's
does.
the next
Got that
chapter
swagger.
in the legacy of the First Lady of the National Wrestling Alliance, Baby Doll, as her daughter, Samantha Starr, makes her NWA Powerrr debut. But this debut won't be a walk in the park, as her opponent has built a legacy of her own. It's the majesty of muscle, Kylan King versus Samantha Starr.
Yeah, my money is on the girl from Paynesville, which that's not even made up. That's a real town.
That is a
I'm
real
going with-
town in Ohio.
Yeah, I'm going with Kylan King.
I say those things out loud on the microphone sometimes, so I know that.
Yeah.
It's not a great town.
It's not. I lived there briefly.
You live there? You lived in Paynesville?
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes outside of Cleveland. It's a
Very
suburb.
interesting. And I got to be honest with you guys. I know it was unintentional, and it actually is quite the brag that 3 of her 4 grandparents have been professional wrestlers. But really, all I could think of when she said 3 out of 4 was dentist. And I was like, 3 out of 4 wrestlers agree. That's all I could think of. I also am laughing in
just
here
like-
because someone in the chat mentioned that Rush looks like someone is ordering a meal but wanted to make changes on that last graphic. And as somebody who worked in the service industry for well over 20
Pretty good.
years, that look spoke volumes to me. And I bet he says behind when he walks past people. Corner.
So,
I could see that.
that's so
I
true.
bet he also has the look like he forgot to ring in your order. And
He
then he's gonna
does.
come to the
He
table
does.
and tell you that the kitchen's
He does.
just
I've worked
running
at
a little
restaurants,
long,
too.
folks.
I've worked at restaurants too. He looks like when he comes back, like, is there any way you can get those apps out quicker? I forgot to punch him. Like
This is
that's
hitting so much home right now for
100%.
me.
He can go
Oh.
get the salad because that's quick, but everything else. Oh shit. He does kind of have that look.
Guys, if you've never worked in the service industry, I hope you respect the
Oh,
people
boy.
that have, because it
You think
scars you
wrestling's
for the
wild.
rest of your life. Literally, you want to know why Thrillbilly's so intense? He was a line cook in a past life.
Oh,
At one
Jesus
point,
Christ.
he said behind to me, and I just looked at him and I went, Did
You
used to
can
work
always
in the
tell because
service
I've said
industry?"
that too. I'll walk
And he
up, say, "Hey,
goes,
behind you,
"Brother, I was a line cook.
They have a
I've seen it all.
flashback.
I've done it all." And I was like, woof. And that man became even more dangerous and aggressive to me because I knew he meant it. Don't mess with a line cook. They're insane.
Yes, no, they are. Yeah,
You have
they
to
are,
be
for sure.
with that job.
By the way, why didn't you highlight Elmer Frazier's comment, Will? You
Well,
got-
and I was going to mention that I want to apologize to the chat. Normally, when Gary and I are both here, one of us is throwing up comments on the screen.
Well,
and stuff
Gary's
like that.
struggling to
So,
put things together. Will's the one reading the chat, but now Will's doing it all.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I'm
Thank
pretty
you, but
impressed
I
that my
couldn't
camera's
be-
lined up with my image, so it looks like I'm talking right to you.
so I couldn't be in 2 places at once. So I was not looking at the chat. Maybe one day we'll trust
Where is
Kyle or Joe or Danny to manage.
Oh,
it for
that's a
us.
bad idea.
No.
Yeah,
I'm literally trying
no,
to do
no,
other
no,
stuff
no, no.
right now.
Yeah. Well,
Did-
Joe's not even paying
I
attention.
think
so.
from everybody's reaction, though, that my copy's good. Let's send that to everybody, and then you can see this posted on social media.
Okay.
Yeah. Now
He's
when you
not
Inside
gonna
read,
highlight
baseball.
it. He said he
now
wants
when
to
you
have
read
gotten
it, when you read it over and over on social media, Marty, that sounds really familiar.
That sounds really weird. Is that?
Yeah. Since you're not
You
going to
have no
highlight it,
idea
he
who
says,
writes this stuff, guys. It's just some random.
Or wait,
dude.
where is it? He said he wants the ill-begotten as the NWA World Tag Champs. That's what he said.
I like
Oh.
the ill-begotten quite a bit. I'm not going to lie to
We'll
you.
kick the
and
shit
I
out of the
feel like
werewolves.
one day,
And listen, if that ever
Whoa,
happens,
whoa,
me and Poppy are going to go at it.
I think Alex
Fuck
Taylor
all
is the
that
future of the National Wrestling Alliance and the wrestling business in general. But let's not jump so far ahead. First, they got to get past the fixers. I think NWA.
They're
you
not the
know,
World Tag Champs. What are you talking about?
United
We're talking about the
States Tag
werewolves.
Team titles. Let's focus on the first steps. Let's win the U.S.
No,
and
no,
then
no,
Go on
no.
to bigger and better things.
No, we want the werewolves, and I'm going to kick Poppy's ass. He tries to spit that shit.
Speaking of the werewolves, AAA, NWA coming up. World is a vampire. Festival.
there it
And
is.
look at that. There's monsters, and they are real, folks. La Rebellion, obviously, if they could retain the NWA World Tag Team titles going into March, I can only imagine them being an integral part of that event.
I mean, who are they going to lose it to? Are they going to face the Ill Begotten before March? You going to make it happen, Dealz?
I'd love
Is
to beat up
Medusa going to
Poppy.
let you make it happen?
Yeah, let's go. I don't know. I don't make the matches. You got to talk to Medusa.
And I actually just saw that Medusa is going to be appearing on another program. So,
NXT, you can say it. Everybody has the internet.
Yeah, I've seen it.
What? I've never heard of that.
You can tell that Kyle broke in when it was message boards in MySpace because he's like, well, another program.
Well, yeah, the Declaration of Independence, where there was a guy who was an Undertaker ripoff with a name that nobody could ever repeat, and people that look like me should never say. But that's beside the
dude's
point.
from Cleveland. He's from Cleveland.
Not surprised.
The other Taker's from Cleveland?
No, the other guy you're talking about. Yeah, we can't say his name.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Who picks that as a wrestling name? It's just
Buddy.
like when somebody had the name Wife Beater. Like, you're like, what are you thinking about?
Oh my God.
Except
Is that
one of
real?
those people went on to have a star elsewhere and actually changed their name and became something more. But I don't think the Taker ever became anything else. Guys, this is getting real inside. If you ever had message boards when you were younger, and if you and here's the truth, if you're gonna crap on message boards, just remember one focal point of message boards ended up becoming an owner of a wrestling company. So if you're gonna shit on message boards, you got to shit on Tony Khan too.
I'm not. I'm just saying it was way back. I looked at a few of them too.
Man, remember the internet?
I used
remember the internet that we're on right now.
I used message boards
literally
back in the day when the internet was good.
When we wanted to bring a picture up,
Elon
a picture
Musk
would
got
go.
Twitter.
I used the message boards to get more money for.
Now we're streaming video.
Anticipation
for me and two other guys. Actually, Crimson was one of them.
And if the page stopped loading here, you'd be like, "Well, that's a great neck, but I don't know what's below it."
Yeah. Now, if that happens, if I go to a web page, it doesn't load in like 0.5 seconds. I'm like, I need a new freaking phone.
Tell me about it. I was literally trying to watch TV in the bedroom the other day, and it just did the little dial thing where it went that. And I'm like, instead of being annoyed that I could watch anything at any time that I wanted, I was like, this is just why is this giving me 10-second delay? What's wrong with the universe?
What am I supposed to do?
Well, in case there's a wardrobe malfunction, Kyle, you got to have a 10-second delay.
Come on now.
Yeah.
By the way, I think my nipples were hanging out. Thanks for the heads up.
Guys, we're just over 1 hour. This is extra time.
Oh, guys, we got 6 minutes before Joe Galli gives up on the podcast.
Steelers are about to be on too. Hey, listen,
the Steelers?
Yeah, they're about
hard
to be on
pass.
TV.
We've all talked about how
I got my
Pittsburgh.
fairy tale football. I got to keep up.
So,
See
this hat, Will.
The name to that.
See, Will, if you wanted to get this hat discounted, what would you do?
I would probably go to nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop and type in the code CyberDeals22, and I'd only pay 3/4 of the cost of that hat with 25% off. See the math?
Your whole order.
Put it in perspective for the people.
I
don't want to pay 100% for something. Who pays 100%?
So I was at Target and we went to go buy a record. And when we scanned it, it was $5 cheaper than it was supposed to be. And I thought, you know what makes me feel great? Knowing that I'm going to pay a price and then paying less. It's never made me feel so good. So folks, if you know you're going to pay less on something, why not do it? I literally am making purchases for Black Friday. I've spent hundreds of dollars on things that I probably shouldn't have just because I went, well, it's going to save me $20 now. I might as well get it now and not pay for it later. So use the code, get the merch, support yourself and your temperatures. If you're cold, get something that keeps you warm. If you're warm, get something that keeps you cold. Cut the sleeves off. You can do it all at nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. Get all your merch needs. That guy, whichever corner, I don't know if you could see him. He's in one of these corners.
Right.
He's in my corner. On this one, he's in mine. I'm pointing to him now. If this man is trying to make sure that you look awesome while also repping and supporting the brand, do yourself a favor. Go to nationalwrestlingalliance.com shop. And then hold on. I can't see the code from here. Cyber Deals 2022. Use
What
that.
are you
no,
blocking
this is
us on? How do you not see the code? What are you?
Because my
On the
camera's
screen.
right in the way of it on the screen.
Oh, you put your camera, so you can't even
Good
see us.
heavens.
That's
No,
good
I
to
can
know.
see you. It's right underneath
Okay.
me, the camera. That's why when I'm doing this, it's like, hey, so here's the trick. I just keep on looking at myself, and it looks like I'm looking right at you.
I should have
Just how you like
rented bubble gum to do the pitch again in Portuguese.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Do we have more clips of bubblegum?
just the one. We just have the
Not
one
that have aired yet. No,
There was
Tootsie
two.
Roll was
I've
in
seen
that one
another
too.
There's
one.
more.
Yeah.
I had
I've seen the
Tootsie Roll in
second
there with me
bubblegum.
too. It took two to take Candy's place. Candy's on vacation.
All right. Well, looking forward to seeing more bubblegum. Looking forward to NWA Power tomorrow night. Lots of good stuff happening. World is a Vampire. Stay tuned for that. We got live Power coming up. And of course, Cyber Dealz 22 today only. So you've only got a few more hours to go there. Don't sit and think about it. This is one of those like impulsive things, just like, you know, your Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. You gotta like get it while it's hot and while it's available. While it's available. So Cyber
I
Dealz
decided
22.
to extend it because the Deal Machine had a week-long Black Friday sale,
Oh,
and people actually
yeah,
went
that's right.
crazy. I had to ship a lot of stuff today, but
That's good. It's a good problem.
we it's Cyber Monday. What are you going to do? You know, so I extended it. What the hell?
Hey, my package is on the way. Look at that.
Look at that.
I'm seeing in the chat on here, somebody's saying, what happened to Battle Royal from the tapings? Folks, ladies and gentlemen, the Revolution Rumble is still on its way. Keep on tuning into NWA programming. There's going to be one entire episode dedicated to the Revolution Rumble. Also, will there be other things of the NWA like happening in Mexico around the 4th? You know,
Yes, Kyle's band is going to play. Kyle and the Automatics, and they're gonna be playing also.
but I know I
all
look like I'm
romantic
going to be
stuff.
doing death metal. It's actually, I
No.
do these really snazzy
Polka.
summer jams.
It's
I have
all
this one song
romantic
called
stuff.
Punch That Ass.
Yeah.
Punch that ass. I said, punch that ass. Just punch that ass. And then like the girls in the background have a chorus with like, just punch it in the ass. It was a banger. And if it had
Okay, I
been
should've never
released,
said
let me
anything.
tell you, it would have been fantastic. But folks, we are hoping that we
Well, I
do
hope
have
that
more to
answers your
add.
question, Noni.
Triple A is actually going to have a huge part of that event. So at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what Triple A will be doing there. We're going to be a part of
Actually,
it. They are
according
letting
to
us be a part
Taya,
of theirs.
it's AAA.
Triple A.
I probably just butchered that, but
Well,
it sounds better
AAA?
when she says it.
Triple A.
Hey,
I like your little gargle noise right there, guys. That's how we won that Emmy.
Beautiful. Hey,
That's it.
don't forget to like and subscribe. Roy to Caps.
Hey,
letting
there you
us
go,
know.
Roy to Caps. He
Like,
knows what's up.
subscribe, tune in. Gary will be back next week. I don't know if that's a good
Roy
thing or a
Caps
bad
is a
thing.
Rubber
I
City
had fun
Rebel.
tonight. Thank you guys for letting me host. Thank you for making me host.
I'm doing
you
roided
guys.
cats. Roided cats. Roided cats.
Roy to Cats.
And
wow.
don't forget,
You know,
yeah,
you know
Mark,
William
should,
Patrick
buy some
Corgan the other
merch.
night when I sent him a picture of what was going on, he did say, you know, you're not supposed to drink when you're taking antibiotics, right? And I was like, that's why you're smarter than I am.
Well, they always tell you that. I always thought they were full of shit, so I always drank with them.
What can I say? Let's
gotta
make
be
smarter
alcohol.
life
You're
choices
cleansing
than
your
Danny
system.
Dealz and
You're
Kyle
cleaning
Davis,
it out
ladies and
with
gentlemen.
alcohol.
Maybe that's
Be a
why I'm
Joe,
still with
Galli.
everything.
Be a Wil Martin. You don't want to be a Dealz and a Kyle. That's a bad
Mark
combination.
Martin, you should get some right now. It's discounted.
Yeah. Yeah, get it, Mark.
Yep. Get
All
it.
right. Well, I'm stoked for Power tomorrow night. We'll be back next Monday, same time, same place. Maybe Gary will be here. Maybe he won't. Who knows? But at any rate, it'll be fun. Thanks for hanging out. Everyone in the chat, thanks for participating. And yeah, until next time, whatever Gary's gravy
Yeah,
cake.
play with your gravy cakes.
Enjoy your gravy
Yeah, whatever.
cake, which none of us know what that is.
Not
but he
a
always
thing.
says.
It's very
I don't even
sexual.
think I do.
Yeah.